Yeah, we got better last week. It's we kind of added a few periods of just teaching some of the really base fundamental things of how the offense should be ran. I thought we improved most of the week, particularly Monday and Wednesday. Friday scrimmage was a little, some of those are very hard to judge things on because you're not game planning for it, and both sides are still trying to add things, and you got a play call that really has no chance of working if they have a certain call on, and hopefully in a game, we have a better game plan to where that happens very few times. But that happened a few times. It was good teaching, but I thought the quarterbacks overall last week took a step forward.
Anybody stand out?
I thought Holden Geriner. I thought he really stood out all week with his improvement and his play. And not that the others didn't improve also, but I thought he really I thought his grasp of what we were trying to do, he was impressive last week. But again, it's still a competition. I think competition just is good for everybody, and how you respond to it is critical. And so the more we can create, and we'll just keep rotating those guys to see, kind of how they handle the competition. And it's going to, like I've said, it's going to go into fall camp. And the off season will play a role in leadership and how the players are responding and rallying around you. I mean, that is the most important position that we have, and so it's going to take time to evaluate it. But I did think they all took some steps forward. Robby was nursing a sore shoulder, so that may be part of the reason that Holden. I'm saying him standing out. Robby couldn't throw really Wednesday or Friday. We threw a little bit with him Friday, but not much. Monday he had his best practice of our time here, but shoulder was sore, and we kind of held him out. We held him out totally Wednesday of throwing, and then just sparingly on Friday.
Right. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about Connor Lew, the freshman offensive lineman. What do you see?
I think we hit a home run with Connor Lew. Connor Lew is going to play for us as a freshman. Needs to gain some weight. Hopefully that'll happen in the offseason, but he's smart, tough, strong, moves well. Hopefully he learns the game well. We're playing him both at center and guard, and seems to be grasping it very well. So expect him to play as a freshman.
Coach, well, with Lou, it's typically very rare a freshman is able to play that soon as on offensive line. What has made him so unique? What is it about him that you like?
Well, I think he's going to be a good player, but I think it's an indictment of where we are, truthfully. I hope that we don't have to depend on freshmen too much longer to come in and provide significant help to us, but that's where we are. So our recruiting pitch right now, you want to start immediately helping a tradition like Auburn has get back to where it can be, then we're looking for help now. And, that's the case. So it's a combination of him being a really good player and talented player, but also the lack of depth that we have there.
Jason, you talk about quarterbacks. How tough is it when you're rotating guys for them to get a feel for everything, especially when you're installing offensive things?
Well, I don't know that the rotation, sometimes you might not have as good a protection in one group as you might in the other, so that's a factor. But you still know if your eyes are in the right spot and if your read is correct. And so you didn't have time to adequately throw the RPO, that's fine, but at least you made your eyes in the right spot and the ball was, you were doing the right thing. So you might not can evaluate everything, but there's a lot you can. And they're being rotated with different groups, so that's it's not the easiest thing, but yet you can start seeing flashes of they're getting it, they understand it.
Far left, Coach Phil Marshall.
As far as the recruiting reception, the vibe around the program, it's like
Um, I was visiting with a college reporter today, Heather, that covers all of college football and the playoffs, and I think you know truthfully, I think every place that our staff has gone has been able to create a buzz and an excitement fairly quick around recruiting, and I certainly didn't expect Auburn to be any less than that. I don't know that I have a good pulse for really what you're referring to, truthfully, because I really have just kind of learned through my years. I might want to just keep myself focused on the task and on the people that are in the building with me and that are helping us recruit. And so I'm not sure the level of excitement. I mean, everywhere I go, I don't go a lot of places. Y'all know that. I go to church and the golf course when I can and here. But, everywhere, the people I do see out and about, I did go pick up pizza for the girls and Jill and I before a game the other night uptown, and that was kind of a mistake. The excitement there was pretty big, and so if that's any barometer of what the excitement is, I'm excited that people are excited.
We're going to go to the right. Justin first. Second. You want to ask about the wide receivers. You see progress from them last week, specifically in the scrimmage from that group?
Not as much as I would like. We're dealing with some hamstrings and nothing that's significant, and some ankles, and we had a few key ones out. But it was the first time that we coaches that I made everyone's off the field. There is no standing with our receiver GA and our receiver coach on one side and reminding them anything. And I think it's a great test for us there. And we've still got some improving to do on alignment and assignment and technique, of course. But we were kind of shorthanded there Friday. Hopefully we'll get those guys back for a Wednesday practice and for the rest of next week.
Stay front right. You, JD Rhym, you've seen him kind of off to the side in practice. What's his injury status?
Yeah, I think JD got out of the brace and is, but I don't think he'll be a part of the rest of spring ball. I think it'll be after that before he's released to get back with us.
Second row.
Coach, with such a talented defensive backfield with experienced guys and a lot of young freshmen, has that rotation started to sort itself out yet?
The rotation has. I think we're. I wish we had all those signees here. I feel pretty good about our first group there, and but we've got to create depth. I mean, a 12-game season in this league, man, is tough, and you've got to have some serious depth. And we're still lacking at every position for that adequate depth. But there has been some flashes on, at those positions. Connor Lew is going to be a heck of a player. He's going to play for us as a freshman too. DJ, obviously, and I mean those guys are. Our corners are. We got two corners that are experienced and safeties too. So it should be one of the strengths of the team, hopefully.
You before the scrimmage, I think you mentioned you want to have a real physical one, test them a little bit. Did you see that from your team, and how's the injury?
I thought we tackled really well for not having tackled, honestly. I thought the defense was very physical. I thought the offense didn't respond real well, truthfully. So we're going to get back after it Wednesday some and in two periods. And hopefully the offense will respond the right way and be more physical and match the intensity that the defense brought. But the defense definitely had the most intensity and effort and enthusiasm in Friday's scrimmage. Just one of the things I talked to our kids about today is, the way it started, it seemed it was definitely, we did not respond to adversity very well initially. And it kind of snowballed there for a possession or two. And then they kind of regained some momentum and did a few nice things, scored a couple touchdowns. But we would have been down a little bit if it was a real game based on our start. And we've got to create a different mindset about how we handle things when they don't go exactly our way. So you're going to get me in trouble with all the vendors in town. I'm going to tell you, that place right there on the main drag, I'll see, I'm going to get in trouble. No. Yeah. Little Italy, man. That thing was fine. That was good. And I'm sure that you don't like it? Can't stand it. Really? Man, I thought it was incredible. Listen, I got us a stromboli, a calzone, and some pizza, and man, I don't know, my 3 daughters and wife and myself, we all enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I'm sure there are other great pizza establishments in Auburn, but I did, see? But I did kind of like it.
But then from there, going back to Holden, right, we talked about the pro day. It seemed like he looked pretty good there. What do those kind of experiences do for him, not only in the moment, but going forward towards his journey?
Well, pro days throwing against no rush and, totally against air. And so, he should look really good there to be an SEC quarterback. I think the task comes when you're getting all kind of different looks from defenses and you're trying to execute an offense that has a lot of options that's new to him, and that's where the growth has to take place. But like I said earlier, I thought he had nice growth last week and hope to see even more of that this week.
We're going back to left.
Hey, you've been pretty transparent, I think, when talking about the quarterbacks. I guess, one, have you always been that way? And what's the value you see in terms of both praising and critiquing them, especially publicly?
Yeah, I struggle with that. I really do, because I want you guys to say, man, that guy's he's straight and says it how he sees it. But I'm also worried sometimes that comes across that I'm being negative toward our current players, and I don't want to be that because they're ours. And Phillip, myself, and we have to own what's out there and how we perform. And so I guess I hope you take from it when I'm being very transparent is that's who I want to be as a person in my life. And I also share I'm not running from the fact that part of it's on us. And I said that last week, and I hope everybody heard that, is we got to teach it different. It wasn't teaching to my liking, and we've got to change it. And so it's a joint deal, but there's no secrets that when I first came here, everybody was concerned about this position. And so for me to sit here and say, hey, you have no concerns, or I can be mum and just not answer your questions. So I've got to decide, what does that look like for me? And I want to be very truthful. I think we're making improvement, but there was a ways to go. And it's our job as coaches to get them to be the best that they can be. And so I've been excited about their wanting to be coached and them accepting our coaching. And I think we've had to do a better job of coaching some, and they've had to do a better job of owning what's on the film. And it's just that's the way it is. And but I'm not down on. I mean, they all they've done some good things. They all have had some inconsistencies, and it's our job to improve that.
You talked about, you mentioned Connor Lew, but got Avery Jones and Gunnar Britt and Dylan Wade, too tall.
Got to play. Yeah.
How have you seen them come together? Because that's a big part of playing offensive line is camaraderie and that continuity. How difficult has that been when you're trying to do everything?
I think it's just new to them. I don't think O-linemen are typically different. That's a special group, and I really need them to be a bit more vocal probably. I honestly don't have a lot of worries about the chemistry that will come together in that room. It's still new to them all, and they're still learning. but I don't. That's not really something I'm concerned about with that.
Have you seen those guys be what you thought they were going to be bringing them in?
They have absolutely improved us. I can't. I mean, we won't know until the fall of did we close the gap far enough to be able to compete with the elite in this league. We won't know that until the fall, but there's no question in my mind that they improved us, and I'm pleased with how they're going about their business.
Coach, with QBs taking a step forward and making some improvements, you mentioned wide receiver as the other position group that maybe has some ground to make up. How did they do Friday?
Well, like I said earlier, they have so far to go in learning our system compared to what they've been in. That's going to take a while, and we were hampered pretty significantly with just some nagging things with kids. We were very thin there on Friday, and our coaches weren't on the field, and there was some alignment and assignment errors, and we've got to get those fixed. They got to play without us on the field, and so it wasn't as far a step forward as I would have liked to have seen with us off, but I'm confident we can help them get better this week.
You mentioned you're thin. Any chance you guys hit the portal for wide receivers after this?
We are open to the portal business for anyone that fits our culture at Auburn and can help us improve our team quickly.